So this Sunday is my birthday, and it's coming this year on Easter Sunday. So that's exciting. And, it got me thinking, first of all, about the aging process, but mainly about how we view aging, how other people view aging. I personally don't really think that it has anything to do with the number. I think it has to do with how we feel, how we approach life, how much we enjoy life, those kinds of things. But it always makes me think about something that I experienced about 10 years ago. And it's a great story, and it's such a great way to encapsulate the difference between mindset and how some people feel old and some people don't. So at this particular point, I was living in Los Angeles, but I was over on the East Coast, and I was hiking the Appalachian Trail. And at the bottom of the trailhead, I noticed a woman above, a ways up the trail. She was old, and she had a huge pack on, and she had two walking sticks, or walking poles, actually. So she was like serious about this. And I wondered what her deal was. I was just curious and had an intention of catching up to her. And I was almost up to her, and I actually overheard a couple that was coming down the mountain. They were talking with her, and they asked her how long she'd been on the trail. And she said, "Oh, well, I'm a thru hiker." So for those of you who are not familiar with the Appalachian Trail, it starts in Georgia, and it goes all the way up to Maine, and it takes 3 months to hike. So this woman was doing the whole trail for 3 months. And so at that point, I was like, I really need to talk to her now. So she went on, and I was getting closer and closer, and I actually caught up to her at the summit of a mountain. And these are, oh my gosh, these are mountains that I kind of grew up in, and because I played there. And but we stopped to talk, and she took her pack off. And I said, I hope you don't mind me asking, but how old are you? And she said, "Oh, I'm 75. And she said it like it was nothing. Of course, I'm like freaking out inside. This is amazing. And she was just such a lovely, lovely person. Her voice sounded like layers of blankets, like the softest blankets in the world. I just could have listened to her all day. I wanted to, just curl up and listen to her talk. It was just so soft and encompassing. And I asked her, I said, "Are you a singer?" And she said, "No, but it's funny that you asked me, because I am a music teacher, a retired music teacher." And her trail name, actually, because when you're a thru hiker, you give yourself a trail name, it was the listener, because that's how she interacted with the world. She would remember people's voices, not their faces. And her memories of the whole hike, she'd already been on the trail for a month by that point. Her memories were of the sounds, which I just find fascinating. So we had a great talk, and I actually took a picture with her. I think I still have that. And we went our separate ways. And then I flew back to, or actually I think I drove back to Los Angeles. And a week or so, or a couple of days or whatever later, I woke up in the morning and was hanging out, and my roommate woke up. And he came in, and he did this most mornings, actually. He came in and he said, "Oh, we're getting old. My body feels so horrible. Oh, we're getting old." And I just had to laugh, because at that point we were early 30s, both of us were. And I just met this woman who was 75 years old, and hiking the whole Appalachian Trail. So it really does have to do with just our mindset and how we treat our bodies along the way. So along those lines, the yoga studio that I teach with, I'm teaching yin yoga with them, which is amazing for keeping your joints young. It's great for beginners. It's great for any age, really. And it's not restorative yoga, but it's close. So in other words, most of the poses are on the floor, either seated or on your back. Actually, all but one of the poses is on your floor or on the floor or on your back. So you're welcome to join me for those. I'm actually posting a full one of those classes, it's my birthday class. So you'll hear some of this again. And what I'm going to leave you with is this wonderful poem that parts of it that I just love on this subject. And to me, it's all about unbridled aging, right? Just fully being yourself, completely and totally. When I am an old woman, I shall wear purple with a red hat, which doesn't go and doesn't suit me. And I shall spend my pension on brandy and summer gloves and satin sandals and say, we've no money for butter. I shall sit down on the pavement when I'm tired and gobble up samples in shops and press alarm bells and run my stick along the public railings and make up for the sobriety of my youth. I shall go out in my slippers in the rain, flowers in other people's gardens, and learn to spit. But maybe I ought to practice a little now, so people who know me are not too shocked and surprised when suddenly I am old and start to wear purple. So make sure that you subscribe, and I'm going to also put a link underneath this video it's a link to a woman that I used to do yoga with, and she is now, I think, 90 something. I can't remember, but it's a link to the show The Doctors, and she's on there doing yoga moves, which is amazing. These were like intermediate to advanced classes that she was taking. So check it out. Just know that, anything is possible for you, and make sure to subscribe. Okay. Mwah.